Hello, my second grade friends. Mrs. Sullivan here, week 2 of our hybrid learning. So as I'm sure you figured out, computer class along with all of your specials are now being recorded. So I'm going to show you quickly how to access that in case you were having trouble with that last week. And then I will show you your next activity for this week, which again is on internet safety. So let me share my screen with you. So the first thing you need to know, boys and girls, is in order to get to your computer special, you would go to your classroom teacher's Google Classroom. So I have pulled up Miss Coleman's second grade class, but whoever you have for a classroom teacher, go to their Google Classroom. Click on Classwork. On the top left corner over here, right under your teacher's name, it says All Topics. And if you go down the list, you will see your specials. So there's science, there's computers, there's music, there's PE, there's art. So computers is the little computer icon, the little picture of the computer. So you simply press on that. And your assignment is posted in your teacher's Google Classroom. So you would click on the assignment, and it is in a Google slide, just like last week. And it should look similar to last week's, boys and girls. It says Internet Safety Lesson 2 at the top. Last week was Lesson 1. So last week you talked a little bit, or you listened to a couple of videos about internet safety. Hopefully you learned a couple of things about how to stay safe on the internet. And today we're going to continue with that. So after you watch this video lesson, that you would click here to see what you're watching right now, you would click on slide number 2, and it says to start with 3 or 4 minutes of typing. And you're going to be working on the letters J, F, U, R, and K. And it's in lesson 2. And today I want you to try to complete lesson 2 so that we can all kind of start fresh next week with lesson 3. So some of you may already be done with lesson 2, so you're just going to repeat a couple of lessons in that lesson number 2. Just do it for about 3 or 4 minutes. Some of you may have 4 or 5 lessons to finish off, but try to finish it off today, even if it takes you a little bit more than 4 minutes. Try to finish off lesson 2. So you would click the picture, click the link. I'm going to scroll down. We did lesson 1 together before the holidays, and we started working on lesson 2. So if I look here, I can see, this is where I left off right here. See how they're all blue? So I have 3 more to go. Yours might be all green, like my lesson 1 up here is all green. If yours is all green, boys and girls, just pop back into any lesson and repeat it. Maybe look at your lessons and find some that you only have 1 star or 2 stars and try to repeat those. But repeat some of your lessons down here in the URK group, so that you're typing for about 3 or 4 minutes. All I would need to do is hit resume because I still have lessons left. So remember, when you're doing this, you're getting your both hands on the home row. So start with pointy fingers, try to feel the bumps on F and J, and then rest your fingers on the rest of the keys, and try and keep your fingers resting on that home row. Remember, your home row is the row in the middle that begins with the letter A. So let's see what this looks like. So here's your keyboard. And your lesson may look different than this, boys and girls, because everyone's probably on a different one at this point. But they're showing me right here that I need to reach up and tap the U. Now they're telling me to tap the R. Now I'm back to K, J, J again. Now I'm reaching up to R. So what you want to make sure you're doing, boys and girls, is you can certainly look up here to see the letters, but really they want you to focus down here. They're almost covering up the letters a little bit so you can't see them, because they want you to be looking on your keyboard. So just tap the blue letters. If you make a mistake, it just tells you to try again. So just keep looking at whatever is blue and using that finger to tap. When you are done, you simply come up here and close it out. So you can either set a timer for yourself or just keep going until you've finished with lesson 2 today. So for some of you, it'll only take 3 or 4 minutes. Some of you might need more minutes depending on how far along you are in that lesson. Now I'm going to move on to slide number 3. It says watch or possibly re-watch. A couple of my second grade classes watched this video clip before vacation. I think there were 2 classes that did. So you may recognize it, which is good. That means you have some prior knowledge. It's like reading a good book or watching a good movie. It's okay to do it twice. So I want you to either watch or re-watch this video. At the end of the video, there's going to be a spot that you can take either a quiz or a test. I want you to try to take the test. There are 10 questions about cyber safety. And cyber is another word for the internet. So in order to stay safe on the internet, to stay safe online, you'll hear the word Cyber 5. And that's 5 rules about staying safe on the internet. So cyber just means being online on the internet. So when you're done with your test, there'll be a score. If you got 8 correct, it will say 80%. If you got 9 correct, it will say 90%. And what you're going to do is you're going to click in this gray box, and you're going to put in your number. You're going to type in whatever number you scored, okay? Then you're going to go on to the last slide, which is slide number 4. On slide 4, it says practice your typing by clicking on the box below with your mouse. When I do that, you'll see a blue box show up, and type one of the 5 cyber rules. So think back on the video, or you can even jot one down while you're watching the video on a piece of paper, because you're going to be asked to type one of those Cyber 5 rules in this box. Now I'll give you a little hint, boys and girls. The first 3 or 4 rules are a little bit short. Rule number 5 is a little bit longer. So if you want a challenge and you want to practice typing a lot of letters, go to rule number 5. But if you're not feeling up to a challenge today, you can choose one of the other rules because they're a little bit shorter, okay? And all you have to do to type a rule is put your fingers on the keyboard, both hands, try to practice that home row, go nice and slow, and tap the letters out. And you'll see them show up. Don't forget to put spaces in between your words. If you make an oops or a mistake, press backspace. That's up in the top right corner, and you see how that erased the letters, okay? So let me go back here to show you this. So I'm gonna click on this. There's your link. Remember, your hand turns the letters into a link, and you click it. I also put a reminder on that slide, boys and girls, that up here in the top, if you need to log in to ABC, we have a subscription. So all you have to do is type in ABCDEF, where it asks for an email. And when it asks for a password, you type in the word read. So it's right here. Notice, boys and girls, I didn't close this tab, so all I have to do to open it back up is click on it. That might be another helpful hint when you're typing out your Cyber 5 rule. If you pause the video, when the rules are up, the 5 rules, there's a slide that has all 5 of them, then you can kind of go back and forth typing it out and then checking to see how to spell something. Or you can take a piece of paper and a pencil and write it down, copy it, and then when you get to this slide, you can just use your paper to help you type it. Okay, so you'd press play. And this is Hippo and Hedgehog. They're animal students, and they are doing some work with the internet and with computers, and they're going to learn some lessons. And as they're learning their lessons about staying safe on the internet, they develop 5 Cyber 5 rules. So all you do is simply press go.
The school bell rang loudly, and Hippo packed up his bag. It was time to go home and play.
And it will just continue.
His best friend.
So boys and girls, if you need to stop the video, like you want to write down one of the Cyber 5 rules, all you do is press the button right here in the middle. And when you're ready to resume or continue, you press that play button again. If you need to go back because you missed something, you go back with this arrow button right here. Remember, boys and girls, at the end of the video is about 6 or 7 minutes long, I think. And at the very end, it's going to have 2 white boxes. One says quiz, one says test. Choose the T for test. Answer the questions, the 10 questions. They're all multiple choice, so you just pick the answer you think is best. Some of the questions, boys and girls, give you choices, and then the bottom choice is all of the above. That means every single answer is right. And that happens a couple of times in this test. I'll give you a hint about that. So make sure you read all of your answers. Don't just stop at the first one and say, oh, I like that one. Read all of your choices when you're taking a multiple choice test. Okay? And again, when you're done, you can leave the tab open if you want. Go to the internet safety, put your score in first, just click and type your number in. And then on number 4, you're going to practice by clicking and typing one of those Cyber 5 rules that you learned from Hippo and Hedgehog. Be sure, boys and girls, when you are done typing in your Cyber 5 rule, that you turn in your assignment. Remember to turn it in. Close it, view it, click turn in. All right, I hope everybody enjoys the lesson number 2 on staying safe on the internet. I'm anxious to see your scores and to see which Cyber 5 rule you decided to type out for me. Good luck practicing that keyboarding today. Remember, fingers on that home row, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.